Well, I worked Edmond, Oklahoma on 10-meter FT8 day before yesterday.
Get that card in the mail.
Yeah.
You know, I get plenty of FT8 contact cards, which I don't really consider much of a contact. So I don't know, what's etiquette say? Reply to them or just go, come on, man. But a bunch of Germans sent me a card for FT8 contact.
Well, Mike, I was thinking the same thing, is that I couldn't climb a tower much. I couldn't get up high enough like I'd want to. I can get on my roof, and at the peak of the roof, it's 25 feet. So I've been all the way to the peak of the roof. It's not a real nasty slant. It's kind of, I guess, about a 45 degree. It's not bad. And I get up there at that peak of that roof, and I tell you what, my legs and feet start feeling funny, and I look down and I'm thinking, you know what? It's not going to be the sliding off the roof that's going to be bad. It's that sudden stop when you get to the ground.
Yeah.
But that's what I've been doing, is I've been using the vent pipes coming out, and I've been hooking on a piece of PVC with some clamps and hooking antennas on them, and then running my cables down and off the roof and in the window. And it's working fine. I mean, I can go up as high as 25 feet if I want to.
Mm-hmm.
And I've got some that are about 12 feet and some that are about 22 feet. And they work okay. I mean, I'm sure they work a lot better higher, but hey, I'm not going to worry about the tower type deal idea right now. And they work just fine on the roof.
Yeah, I used the vent pipe for my VHF antenna back in Moore, and I hid the whole antenna right down inside the pipe. I just extended it, and I ran the coax right back down into the pipe, cut a hole into it in the attic to fish the coax out, and then I came down that way.
Yep.
Nobody was the wiser.
My 2-meter 44, my 2-meter 440 ground plane that I've got, I actually made it, is about 12 feet off the ground, and I hit 7 repeaters. So I figure, hey, you know, it works. That's good enough for me right now. Golly, you can see that old codger over there. Mark's actually on video now. We just do a double in here.
Well, now that you've gone live with Elmer night, what kind of stuff's going on?
Well, we got a couple of antennas that we have a couple of guys that are trying to make some of those loop antennas. So I brought that one that I had at the house down here, and they're kind of looking at it. And one of them, he's bringing his loop in to compare it with this one and see how good a reception you get off of it. We're not going to do much transmitting inside this building, but he wants to see how well it receives. And so he's bringing his in, and the other one he's in the process of building one, so he wants to look at both of the loops and kind of get an idea how to build one.
So Mark, this is a 2-meter loop, right?
Huh?
This is a 2-meter loop, right?
No, it's not a 2-meter. It's that HF one that.
Oh yeah, yeah, gotcha.
That guy.
Yeah.
And I brought it in so they could look at it. One's going to look at it, and the other one, he's built one, and he wants to come in and compare his to mine and just see what he's got. He's got a capacitor on his. He doesn't use the paper setup I've got, but he's got an actual variable capacitor on it, and he's going to try his out and see how well it works tonight.
Mark, I've got a capacitor you can have if I could get it to you.
I would appreciate that one of these days. By the way, the one that he built he hooked up a variable capacitor and he said it was so sensitive. He didn't go at 1/10 of an inch and it changed dramatically. Yeah. Oh yeah, that'd be perfect.
Do you know what the capacitance of your home magnet is?
No.
This is from like 0 to 365 picofarads.
That's about right because the
Yeah.
ones I was looking at was 0 to 450
Yeah.
picofarads.
So
So,
this would probably work for you.
yep,
You're welcome to it.
I appreciate it. I'll have to get it from you.
Okay. I got it.
I know where you live.
All right. Well, come out anytime. I've
Okay.
got a
I'm just
feed
about-
horn here. I got a
I'm just
feed
about-
horn here I'm going to give to Mark, but I don't ever see him.
Yeah. I've just about got my 2 meter 440 sideband antenna up like I
Good.
want it.
Oh yeah, good.
And I got it aimed towards you.
All right. I just purchased a 2 meter transverter. I haven't got it yet,
Okay.
but then I'll also be able to get on 2 meters with this K3. It's an Elecraft transverter, and my plan is with it, if anybody's interested, I was going to make a 2 meter beacon,
Okay.
a whisper beacon.
Right.
So, and the reason I would go for a whisper type beacon is I can get signal reports off the internet from it,
Wow.
see who's copying me,
Right.
You can't do that with the CW beacon because people copy you, but you don't ever know it. So with a whisper beacon, you get reports back. And I'm testing out this QRP Labs little whisper transmitter right now on 10 meters. I've been running it for a couple of days. And as a matter of fact, I'm running 200 milliwatts, and I've gotten several stations in Europe copy me on 10 meters with 200 milliwatts.
Okay.
Wow.
So 10 meters was open today to France and a few places over there. And yesterday, Canary Islands copied it. But anyway, I'm testing out this little QRP Labs whisper transmitter so I can
Right.
use it. And I'm testing it on 28 megahertz because that's what these transverters want for an input. So I'm going to use this to drive a 2 meter transverter, and then I can build a 2 meter beacon that way. If anybody's interested, I'll do that. And I could also do it on 432, but I'll try it for a while. If I don't get any interest, I'll do something else.
But that's what I want to do with you is I want to do the 432 on FT8 on 20. I want to try that and see how well it works once I get it going.
Yeah. Well, when you're ready, mine's ready to go on 432.
Okay. Boy, I tell you what, 17 meter on FT8 was hopping today. I was hitting him right and left.
It's been
20
hopping.
meter was quiet.
It's been hopping for several days. If you
Yeah.
need to work all states, you could probably do it right there.
I bet I could. And I've got on 20 meter FT8, I've got 46 states.
Wow. Getting close, man.
I'm almost there.
Wow.
But on 17 now, I guess while it's hot, I might as well just start hitting them right and
Yeah.
left.
Oh,
See
yeah.
how many states I get there.
Have you got the
Yeah.
state of disrepair?
Huh?
Have you got the state of disrepair?
No.
That's next.
First state.
It's the obvious ones on 20 meter. I haven't got
Alaska.
Hawaii,
Yeah.
Alaska.
Yeah. Alaska and Hawaii and Maine is always kind of hard.
So I mean, and there's a couple of the western states I haven't got. So if I get all of those out west,
Yeah.
then I'll have all the states worked all states on 20 meter. But like today, I guess I got about 20 contacts real quick on 17.
Yeah. The more you get, the harder it gets,
Yeah.
because, some of the states like Montana and Wyoming and Utah, Alaska and Maine.
That's the thing. I didn't have any problem getting Utah or Montana. I just sometimes, I tried real hard to get, there was one that was in Anchorage, Alaska. And I tried to get him, and that's on 100 watts.
Yeah.
And he just didn't hear me.
Yeah. Well, I worked Alaska with 100 watts on 6 meters,
Wow.
but it was CW a long time ago. Hello, everybody.
Hey,
Good evening.
Somebody's been winding a big coil over here. It looks like Carl.
Yeah.
This big coil.
wonder how many watts he puts through that.
I don't know. Wonder what band that's on. Must be on, I don't know, down in audio frequency range.
Now, you see, I challenged Carl, and I did this, and you see what he did.
Yeah. He had to outdo you.
Yep.
Oh,
I
there's
like
Dawn.
this. I don't think I'd want to be standing next to Carl's though if it was running. Your hair be standing on end, but 20 feet away.
Well, it could be one hell of a loading coil for 160.
Or 2,200 meters.
Or yes, indeed. Thank you, sir.
Hey, Don, did you get that hole in the wall?
No, but I got all my measurements.
All right.
I was actually thinking about throwing a spotter hole through the wall tonight, just so I could say I'd done something today, but I didn't get that far. I'm sorry, guys.
Didn't you get the measurements on our last meeting last week?
Well, yes, we did.
So that
You
means
would call me a lame ass, okay?
so that means you haven't done anything, Don.
All right. I'm gonna go out and do it right now, okay?
We're just giving you a hard
No, I'm
time.
gonna go out and do it right now. I'm gonna go out and throw a spotter hole in the wall right now. I'll be back shortly.
All right. Take a gun and just 22.
Hey, that reminds me, I went to a place in Shawnee looking at riding lawnmowers. I'm going to buy a new lawnmower, and it's a place called it's got a gun range and a sporting goods store, and they sell lawnmowers. But anyway, while I was there, I asked them if they had any 22 shells. They said, no, we can't get 22 shells. I thought that was over with. So now we're back to not getting any 22 shells.
Yeah, I thought that was done too, but I was at Bass Pro Shops a few weeks ago, and a guy came in and they just got like 5 big boxes, and this guy scarfed up. They wouldn't sell him but 2, but he would have taken all 5. So that's when I realized 22s are back being a hot commodity.
Yeah. Well, that's what everybody likes to use, just to plunk with, because they're not so expensive.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. I mean, it had nothing to do with radios, but I was looking at some 9mm and some 45 stuff the other day, and you're talking
Oh shit!
50 cents to a
I'm
buck a
sorry,
shot.
Steve.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
so
right.
sorry.
I,
I got the door.
I remember.
Yeah, I think so.
What are you doing,
when I
Tom?
was a kid, Sam.
Hmm?
I could buy a box
Bill
of
is
22
screaming.
shells for 50 cents.
Yeah.
Wow.
Now if you shoot a
Oh,
9mm,
Down
shoot
around
a
the
9mm, it costs you that much per shot.
And I've got
least.
this buddy. I bought a new 45 1911, and this buddy of mine was looking at it, and he said, now, to really get it to shoot, you need to take it out and run 500 shells through it. I
Yeah,
said,
right.
"Hell, that's more than I paid for the gun."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's crazy. What were you doing, Don?
Well, the boss said no. She's like, it's too late. You've had too many beers. Don't make any holes in the house tonight.
Sounds like a wise lady.
Yeah. Sounds like she didn't want you to fall off a ladder and break the other leg.
She's pretty smart. She keeps me straight. She said, do it another day when you're a little more straight.
Yeah.
So.
Hey, Mark Klein.
Yeah, that's you.
No audio.
I had to find the button. Go ahead.
I just want to know if you
There he is.
Want to know if you've got that dish up in place yet.
Yeah, I knew you'd say that. No.
Hey,
No.
I'm getting close here. I'm gonna try to make a contact here in a week or so.
Are you really? What'd you put up for antennas?
I've got those two 20 element.
Oh, those were really yours? I thought the Photoshop was you just Photoshopped something to make two
No, I
of them.
photoshopped the moon in there on that one
Oh,
shot.
I thought it was just one antenna and you just doubled it.
No, I've got two of them built, 20 elements each. I've got them stacked. Got the power divider, and I have a mass mount preamp on there. I'm about ready to go.
Man, you are. Good golly. I've been watching where the moon comes up, and
Yeah.
unfortunately I've got to I've got to work on my positioning because the moon didn't show up where I thought it would.
Yeah. Well, there's a program called MT Log,
Yeah.
and are you familiar with it?
Yeah.
Okay. It will tell you whenever you have common moon with Europe, and that's what you're looking for. It's the common moon with Europe, because that's where most of the EME stations are at.
Are they? Okay. Yeah. I looked up there and I was like, dang it, that's way lower than I thought it would be in the trees. So
Is it further north?
it's further south than I was thinking.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm still looking.
All right. Sounds good.
I'm still looking.
I'm hoping to have a QSO with you here in the fall.
I hope too. That would be a great thing. That would be a good thing. That it would. What's anybody doing? Anybody got any antennas up and running?
I'm gonna, Mark, I'm gonna try to put I guess he's busy.
Is there a crowd down there tonight, Mark?
There's 4 of us here.
Oh, wow, big crowd.
We got 4 here. We've got 5 here.
You got a
6.
bigger crowd
Yeah.
online.
I'm seeing 10.
Well, I see a man on the moon, and I see a empty room over there.
Oh yeah, we got more than 4.
Yeah.
Well,
Well,
way more than 4.
you're probably counting Mark though.
Oh, I hadn't dragged my window open.
You all missed me last week. I went
I
down.
got 2 Marks, a Mike, a Carl, a Bill, and a Ken, and a Mike, and a Sam, and another Ken.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sam, where was you at last week?
Well, I was down there. I tried to talk to you guys,
Well,
but
you
it was
did.
so
Yeah, you did. You
it
said
was-
hello.
it was
and I
so
heard you.
noisy in the room. I couldn't hear you guys through
Yeah,
the speaker.
I waved at you. I heard you.
Yeah, the only place I could hear you guys was way in the back of the room, and then you couldn't see me on the camera, so
Yeah.
it was kind of like crazy. So I just gave it up. But
Yeah.
I decided to go down there and see everybody.
That's okay, Sam. We still love you.
Now, what has Carl got? Is that bumper cars? Is that what?
Oh, that's it looks like World War II. Man, that does look like bumper cars.
Awfully orderly, but
Yeah, too orderly.
No, that's
Um,
driver training class.
Yeah, that's what
Yeah.
that is.
Oh, yeah.
yeah, driver training of some kind. Yeah,
They could use that in Oklahoma.
or they could use that. They could use that in freaking Indiana, dude.
And especially Texas.
Well, I'll tell you what. In Indiana, if you're not doing, I'm talking surface roads, not even interstates. If you're not doing 10 over, you're gonna get run over.
Say, Mike, are you back home?
Everybody drives like they're on a damn racetrack.
Mike, are you still home or are you still in Texas?
No, I'm back. I'm back.
Good.
That drive back it just seemed like it took forever getting back up here.
Yeah.
Drive down's not bad, but that drive back is always long. And I'll tell you what, I think I stopped at every Buc-ee's between here and San Antonio because they got clean bathrooms. So I'd stop and go to the bathroom, get a cup of coffee, then I'd have to stop at the next one. So.
Yeah, but they got a lot of other goodies too.
I was only getting the coffee this time.
I've only ever been to one once, and yes, they have all kinds of goodies.
Yahoo! Thank you. Yeah, I forgot to bring my cable. Well, I'm gonna have to quit coming Tuesday nights. Because I'm chasing everybody off. No, you're not. Nobody here.
That's the problem.
I had a feeling that was gonna come
They all have their
to
minds.
just because I showed up? No.
We can't hear each
That's
other.
what's going on. Oh, gotcha. I just knew it was gonna come to that.
Sam, your picture froze solid there. Is that on purpose? Think he's gone.
Oh, I'm back.
You there, Sam?
Yeah, I'm here, but I'm not. I don't know what, my picture isn't moving all of a
Yeah,
sudden.
it's
It
been like
has
that.
been moving for about 30 minutes.
Yeah.
That's good because I just stood up and rewired some of my ham check. I'm always rewiring this thing, and so you would have been looking at my belly button there for the last.
Yeah, that's a good deal. I was going to ask you, how'd you do that?
So they were all.
That happened.
Probably a good thing.
Oh, yeah.
Let's see what. Huh.
But Sam, here's the question: are you where you should be?
I think I am. Yes, I'm talking to you guys.
Me too. Okay, fair enough.
I had a lot of fun last
Or
week.
I guess I hate to say, do you know where you're going to? But at least do you know where you are?
Yeah, I'm in my ham shack.
We won't do the thing for mahogany thing, but
I enjoyed going down there last week, but I miss talking to you guys too. It's kind of.
I kind of wanted to go tonight, but it didn't work out that way. So
Just doing Zoom again.
it's nice to have the Zoom thing here.
I really liked it on Elmer night.
well, it does save a lot of petrol for me.
And this room was.
Well,
Yeah.
but the way coronavirus is coming back, we may have to go back to this.
Had a guy
Yeah.
from work.
Yeah.
Had a guy from work.
Well,
We were programming radio.
He died from coronavirus last night. He
Oh,
got
no kidding?
He got diagnosed day before yesterday.
Room,
and
but that- I-
passed
that
last
was
night.
back before we-
Who's that?
Here.
Guy I work with, it was real quick.
Here at the Red Cross store.
Mike, your audio is not very loud.
Okay.
We had all the tables there.
Josh's microphone.
We put tables. And we had U-shaped.
Either that or it's my ears.
They were-
Mike, you can go into your down to the little arrow next to your mic and crank your audio gain up.
Where's
That's a big.
that at?
There's
Wow.
a audio settings thingy. What's it?
Sometimes, even on the Tuesday night, Elmer night, back then, we used to have training.
I doesn't know he's on his mic.
We had training. Where the group was sitting over there in another room in the Red Cross building.
Yeah, I'm very much thinking that if we're gonna be messed up again, when my little detail ends in November,
And they had a training class.
or I gotta go back in the office,
We're not over here.
I may not go back in the office.
It's all in that building.
Yeah, they need to mute their
Yeah,
microphone.
but that's the guys outside, like Ken used to do, building the antennas and setting them up and all that stuff. It was going all the time. I knew some of those nights we'd run till 9:30, 9:45, some night, one night we even looked down and yeah, you know, and they go, oh, gee, that's getting a little late. Yeah, we probably need to shut it down. I heard that you can. And we still had a half.
Who knows in there with Mark?
See this, since COVID. Put it all on Zoom. And you don't have that much fun on Zoom as you do in
Who
person.
says that?
I got
We don't have fun on Zoom.
I'm watching the Zoom.
Mr. Bill, you've been awfully quiet tonight. How are
Listen,
you?
I learned some stuff off, but I don't have as much fun as I do working out here in person.
Well, I don't know enough to learn from. People need not.
Or he's not hearing me.
I mean, I'm starting with basic things like, well, you're saying, where do you get
Yeah.
insulators?
Right.
Bill Baker, how are you?
He's right, you can get those at.
Yeah,
I'm back.
Electric fifth one, they were just right.
I've got something here. Anybody wants it, I'll give it to them. It's a bird book.
Get those. They have it in white or black. Well,
From a
I like using the white ones myself.
bird, bird
I used, I'll.
power and power.
And make them 2 days later.
I sold my bird,
Huh.
but I have a brand new book. If anybody needs it, I'll give it to you.
I got one too.
That's a different kind of bird.
So what's yours, Ken? What kind of bird book do you have?
The bird, RF directional.
The 817, they're still making it.
That makes
And
it
is that is that the book for the traditional bird?
Yeah, the
the gray
bird
bird?
How
meter.
much is it?
The bird
Yeah.
meter.
Honestly, I would love to have it, but I don't need it because I know how to use it.
Yeah, I know, but it's a brand new book and I don't want to throw it away.
We'll shoot it to me.
Does the,
N0DLB on QRZ.
does
Say
the,
say again, your call, QRZ.com's good? Yes,
Yeah,
right.
yeah, I'll throw it in the chat.
I had the book for that.
Yeah, and if you need a couple of bucks, I can give you a couple of bucks or buy you beer next time.
No, I'll just give it to you.
Yeah,
I would love to have it.
yeah.
Let's see, let me find the chat here.
So Bill, is that a bird you're holding up there?
if you want to,
Yes,
if you want to take that one with you tonight, is to look at it and stuff.
It's a nice looking meter, Bill.
Well,
Looks like
I mean, if it'll
it's
help,
good
go
shape.
ahead. Well, I don't know if it'll fit. Okay, but you're more than welcome to do that. Seriously. I mean, if it'll help.
What's Sam doing? What are you doing to me, Sam? Why?
Portable mic must be laying on that front table because all we can hear is the guy in the blue shirt talking. Yeah.
That's Mark. I think he's got his microphone still on. But he's not looking at the screen. He doesn't must have his ears on.
I think Sam's calling them. Tell him, turn that microphone off.
Oh, shit. Sorry.
See you later.
That's supposed to be Northern Drive. Let me,
It's sweet, but
Worth germ.
it's
yeah, I guess the extra G in there. It would have got here either way.
trying to figure out the antennas. But
What are we talking about?
We were talking about birds.
You're saying, Don, you're saying your address is wrong on QRZ?
Yeah, it's Northern Drive.
Okay.
That's how I'm gonna mount it. But I don't think I'm gonna use that fancy mount like I showed you.
Which is funny because I'm actually south of the
I don't
halfway point in this town. So it doesn't make any sense, but
something that uses that
it's
T-track
obviously an old street.
stationary like my HF is on quick disconnect.
Yeah, I'm actually south of the main street in this town.
I need to find
I have no idea why we are Northern Drive, but in fact, Northern Drive
No, I haven't been there in a
goes
long time.
east, west, and south.
They're expensive as the devil.
You're on South Northern Drive.
Yeah, I'd like to find some.
Yeah, it's fun. Well, just Google it and you'll see where it goes.
I really want to use
And I am at the far, 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 far end of Northern Drive.
all sorts of stuff.
Oh, it says,
Yeah.
8254 Northern Drive. Is that wrong?
I kind of got it.
That is me correct.
I do that. The older I get, the more I
That's
do.
Well,
correct.
Northern, just lose the G.
There is no G.
Well, there was the first time I put it out there.
Says Northern Drive. Northern Drive.
Yep. 46123.
Yep.
And yes, no shit, it's 123.
Yep.
I missed the first of that. Were we talking about what numbers come before 456 or?
No. My zip code is actually 46123. Believe it or not, yes, my zip code is 46123.
Somebody had to have it. I mean,
Exactly. Somebody had to have it.
so
Exactly. Yeah, it's and people like look at me funny, like, oh, that can't be your zip code. People who live here completely understand it because they've got the same zip code. But I mean, there's several thousand people that have that same zip code.
So sorry, I blinked out. First of all, I rebooted so that I would be live for you guys.
You rebooted yourself or your computer?
Just
Or
actually
both?
just Zoom, and then Zoom, of course, wanted to do an update before it would restart. And
I had to actually reboot myself this afternoon. Yeah, I went and took an extended break for about 15 minutes and laid down to get a reboot.
That's a good thing.
And I was technically on the clock, but I definitely made it up to him.
that's being able to take a nap is a nice thing. I don't do it very often, but sometimes
it's sometimes you're at work and you're thinking, man, I could just go do 10, 15 minutes and be all kinds of happy. And yeah, I did.
Yeah. 10 or 15 minute nap does a lot of good.
Yeah.
For an old guy like me, it really does a lot of good.
yeah.
Oh,
But you guys wouldn't know anything about that.
No.
oh,
No, you've got the only gray hair in the picture that I see.
Ken, how old do you think I am?
I don't have a clue, and I don't know. You're probably in your 40s.
I'm
20?
55, almost 56, dude.
Oh.
Man, you are getting old, ain't you?
Yeah, I are.
Yeah. Carl, look at Carl. He's getting old too.
There we go.
Wow.
Our KH6AAA Tom turned 90 yesterday.
Yeah, I've seen that. Where's he live at, Bill?
Here, Norman.
Hey, Carl, you there?
Yes.
That rewiring I was doing a minute ago when my picture froze was tying my two clocks together like you suggested. Let's see if that. I've got these two clocks up here, one on UTC and one on local, and about a week they get about 5 minutes off from each other. It's real similar to what Carl's got there on his, except mine won't stay together. So he suggested I power one of them off the other one. So we'll see what happens. Right now, they're only a few seconds different. But
Yeah, it helped. It helped with mine, but one of them still is a little bit slower than the other one.
I wish
Well,
I could find two clocks in the same box that ran off the same CPU or whatever they powers these things, but I've only found one, and it was like $200 or something. I'm like, no.
that's a little
Don't
bit too much to pay for a clock.
Yeah, even if it has two displays.
Yeah, that's almost computer money.
You know, my computer has a clock on it, so I don't need a clock for local time. And I've always got some program open that gives me UTC time. So, and
Yeah, I just thought it looked really cool, you know, and
I've got
No.
2 clocks over here, one on UTC and one on regular, but the battery run down and I just took the batteries out. I don't ever use them anymore.
I just really admire Carl's setup there that he's actually.
Yeah, that is really nice. You
I
kind of
mean-
wonder if he ever operates that.
Well, I've got a lot of notations on my QRZ page.
I'll take a look at that tomorrow, Carl.
Yeah, really, it's surprising.
How do you keep it that clean?
That's an old picture.
That's what I figured.
That's not live. Yes.
See, that whenever you redo your ham shack, you take a picture of it, and then you've got that for your ham shack from then on.
Yeah.
Even though it might get messy like mine the next day, still got that beautiful picture.
Mine is terrible.
No, couldn't be any worse than mine.
It's functional. You know, I can come down here and I can turn things on and I can actually talk to people. So it's really, but it's embarrassing. Oh,
I've got a J-pole antenna that I built about 15 or 20 years ago. I think I'm going to put it up and use it for the antenna. If I put up a 2-meter beacon, that should give me kind of an omnidirectional antenna. It's made out of aluminum, so it's pretty rigid.
That sounds like a good plan. I had a buddy that made a 6-meter beacon. I'm thinking he actually used a CB radio that he modified to obviously had to tweak it quite a bit, but yeah, and he used he built one. He built the most what do I want to say? The biggest ass J-pole you ever saw. Let's just say.
Oh, I worked a guy in Costa Rica that on 10 meters that was using a homemade J-pole.
On 10?
Yeah.
Wow.
Pretty big antenna, wasn't it?
Oh, no kidding. Yeah, and I thought the 6-meter one was big.
Matter of fact, Costa Rica copied my 10-meter beacon a few times today. Ten must be starting to get better. So the sunspot cycle may be improving here. Maybe this winter 10 meters will be in good shape.
I have a rather a fondness for 10 meters because for a while the only HF rig I had was in one unit at 2600.
Yeah.
And
Well,
I had a ball with that thing.
if a few stations is in Europe is copying this 200 milliwatt beacon, that means 10 is probably opening up pretty good.
Oh, yeah, I never made it. I was in the kind of the east of England, the northeast of England, not quite the northeast, but the central east of England. And never made it to the States on 10.
Really? Oh,
But I did make it all around Europe and all around Russia, etc. Yeah, I made it. Oh my goodness. Lots of Russian and Eastern European contacts, as well as there was a my goodness, was it there was a repeater, I think it was on FM repeater in Budapest, and I had some fun with that too.
Ken, here's what the shack looks like today.
it still looks real nice, Carl.
Yeah, but it's got a bunch of tools all over the tabletop. I've been working on dog doors.
Trust me, you don't want me to turn my camera down and see the desktop. Yours probably looks way better than mine does.
Don't go to sleep now, Sam.
I'm not. I'm texting, trying to answer a text here.
Are you sure?
Listening. Yeah, right there.
Well, I don't know if it's,
Thought there was a possibility of having a guest speaker tonight on Zoom. Did that fall through?
I didn't know about it.
Yeah, he said Mr. Heil might come on, but I don't think I obviously don't see him on here.
No.
What, am I not entertaining enough?
Compared to Hal?
Well, okay, fair enough.
It
I
would
mean,
have been more.
how many-
I'm fatter and not funnier.
And how many rock stars have you dined with and created microphones for? And, you know, he's got a lot of good stories.
0. Have I thought about how many rock stars have I thought about dining with? At least half of them.
So Mike, up there in Michigan, how's the weather up there?
Oh, the weather's great. It's been low 70s, low humidity, and sunny skies. Very
Well,
lovely.
Gosh.
That sounds good. But
Fact,
we got
we've got-
good weather here the past few days, and maybe for a few days more. And then the summer will come back.
It got cold last night. I had to put socks on to sleep.
It was
You had
down.
to put socks on?
Yes, my feet were cramping up. It was so cold.
It was down to 68 here.
I may hook up my.
I'm waiting for the humidity has kind of almost come down here in Indy,
Down to what?
down to something normal.
Oh,
I may hook up my trailer and go visit Mike. You know.
Yeah.
I would highly suggest that. You can stop at my place on the way if you need a break.
Have you, Sam, have you pulled your trailer with your new pickup yet? Have you tried it out?
No, I haven't actually. It's I'm thinking maybe tomorrow I may hook it up and drive around the block with it. I really don't even know if I have the right ball mount depth
Yeah.
for the new trailer. I've got to figure that out, but I've got to get it up on level ground to even figure that out for sure. I mean,
is this a fifth wheel or a travel trailer?
no, it's a bumper pull.
Yeah.
Bumper pull. Yeah, that's but I need to hook it up with my existing ball mount and then get it up on level ground and see if it's sitting this way or and figure out what I need. But it's
well.
Yeah, well, I probably don't have to tell you this, but tighten your ball and then tighten your ball and then tighten your ball again about another 2 hours later. Because just trust me, lesson learned.
A lot of people pull their campers around on flat land and they have a surprise when they try to pull in mountains in Colorado.
Yeah. Well, I pulled mine in the Smokies and didn't have a problem, but then when I went to Wyoming, the Chevy just didn't like pulling, so I bought a Ford. But anyway, we'll see how it does.
Oh, I'm thinking more along the lines of the first time I ever towed anything, I didn't have the ball tight enough. And the first time I stopped at a gas station, I noticed that the ball was all sloppy. Yeah, I was like, okay, good thing I've got a wrench. Let me go tighten this thing back up again. So yeah, that's my 2 cents of everybody that has ever towed, whether you've towed for years or not.
I'll tell you, I have towed trailers for years, and
keep your balls tight.
I did something on this last trip that I've never done before. Is I put grease on the ball, and
on the ball or on the threads?
Well, I put it on the ball, so it would pivot easier on the coupler, and the bad part is I've gotten really used to every time I pick up a ball mount, I grab the ball. Yeah. And so now I grab this greasy ball and I just get grease all over my hand.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure if it's I was talking to I have customers that are trailer dealers and asked them about whether they recommended greasing the ball or not, and some say yes and some say no. It's really about a 50-50 mix, but but if you do grease your ball, don't grab the ball to
Yeah.
Be careful when grabbing your balls. Okay.
Yes. If they're greasy, but it's I don't know. I need to get my trailer out and I need to have the brakes redone and the bearings packed. I didn't do that this year before our long trip, and I should have. But
yeah, you took a pretty long trip too.
Yeah, we drove 4,000 miles, so
yeah,
most of it pulling that trailer, not all of it. But I should have just ran out of time.
Hey guys, has anybody heard about the interference the Cuban government's doing for their hams down there?
I heard something that they were jamming all the airways. I don't know if it's just them.
I got a FT8 contact this morning, a little after 10 o'clock local, with a Cuban station. So they're not blocking 100% of all this stuff, but that's the first Cuban I've worked on FT8.
Huh.
Did your Cuban guy make any comments on that or not? Was he smart enough not to?
No comments, just his regular information.
Fair enough.
Even
FTA only doesn't pass things like that. It's just
well, yeah, I know. It's only short comments.
And his QRZ page is in Spanish, and I don't translate that much, but I did see that he operates a lot and from 80 to 10, and some of it's FT8, some of it's FT4. But under comments, nothing. He's just got the standard operator name, and his they've got a lot of names. You know, he's got Luis Armando Dimas Wong. So I don't know if he's interracial. He may be interracial. You know, he is one of his parents could have been working at an embassy. He looks tall.
What I was just thinking is we worry about our HOAs seeing our antennas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
some places it could be a lot worse than getting a slap on the wrist from your HOA.
Yeah.
So.
But I thought that was pretty good on where was I? 20 meters. Yeah.
Just listening to
With 25 watts.
Mike, you've been making a lot of contacts on 17 also, haven't you?
Yeah, 17's my favorite band for FT8 anyway. I hadn't made any.
You need to build a mono band antenna just for your favorite band. I guarantee you will see how much better it works.
Like a vertical?
Vertical or a dipole.
Yeah.
Just build a mono band antenna for your favorite band. Get it up as high as you can, and you'll be surprised.
Well, that's the problem.
Throw you up even an inverted V for 17 or whatever that is. And
Not a very big antenna.
Yeah.
Easy to do.
Does anybody know right offhand what the FT8 frequency is on 17?
Yeah, hang on.
I can tell you that. It's 18.104.6. But
For FT8? Mine goes to
No, I'm on
18.100.
Yeah, I was looking at Whisper. But
Yeah.
if you bring up the Whisper program
and
there it is, go to the pull down and click on it, it'll show you the frequency your dial frequency is supposed to be. Have you
The reason I was asking, I've got my 7300 on, and I was seeing a whole bunch of activity on the waterfall.
Yeah.
Down around 18100's one of them, and just above that, like 18101. I mean, down in that range, there's a lot of water. It's the only thing I'm seeing on the waterfall.
I'm on 30 meters right now. You want to work me on 17?
30 meters is also a good band for Whisper. This Whisper is a really good deal for checking antennas and propagation, you guys. If you haven't tried it, you need to.
I'm not set up for FT8 right now, so I just had the 7300 on. That's where I'm seeing all the activity on the waterfall is around 18.100. So must be
Well, I'll try to get my QCX on Whisper today.
Where's Ken?
And I had some trouble with it. I couldn't get any hits on it. But going back to the calibration line, when you calibrate the thing, it's at the main oscillator. They give you a standard number to put in, but
Finding a fox.
Pardon?
Finding and fixing power line noise. Yeah.
Oh, QST. Yeah.
Used to be able to do that with an AM radio.
Carl's got some power line noise up there. I bet from that mess.
I'm sorry, Ken. I thought that was the cabling going to your antenna farm out there on the outside of your house.
Not quite that bad.
Yeah, back to what Ken was saying, I really like my my 1080 antenna, but you're right. I'm sure I would make more contacts. Be a lot better if I'd put up some some dipoles or something that are band specific. Even with a tuner, I think it'd be better. But
if you build a mono antenna for your favorite band, you don't need a tuner. That means you get all your power to the antenna.
Yeah.
You cut it to the right length and don't need a tuner.
Yeah. I really like 20 meter when I mean, that's where I spend most of my time, but that's because 40's been pretty dead.
20's always got some activity on it. So
Yeah, that's a good easy.
I just need to do something.
Well, it starts with poking a hole in the wall. You're out.
Yeah, I know. I was gonna do it tonight, and Sarah said you've had too many beers. Don't try it. So
she tell you not to mess with power tools.
well,
Well, she just had to nurse him back from that leg. She's probably still a little tender.
She's already told me if I break the other leg, if I break the other leg, she's leaving.
So you're on your own. Huh?
She has agreed. She did agree to call 911 before she leaves.
That's good of her. You were pretty funny when you were on the drugs, so.
I amused myself, dude.
You ought to go back and watch some of the videos.
Oh no! Let's not do that. That shit was probably recorded, wasn't it?
Oh yeah. It's on YouTube.
Mark yeah. Opioids are fun.
Only when necessary.
They were very necessary at the time.
Yeah, I'll bet.
The only thing I'm on now is a couple of rum and cokes. So
that's good. So my antenna focus right now is getting antennas back on my new truck. I think I have a plan. I was telling Mark Klein a while ago. I think a lot more now when I'm older and do a lot. I don't do anything till I've thought about it a lot more. I think, but I think in my head I have a plan.
Yeah. And we overthink the hell out of it.
Yeah. Well, last week down at Elmer night, I tried to get Mark Clayton we had enough people down there. I wanted to take the bed off his truck, which is basically just like my truck. It's just a couple years older, because I want to see what scout out a place in the back of the cab to poke a hole, run my coax out. And I don't want to take my bed off. So I wanted to take his bed off, and, we were just, but he wouldn't let me. He got real fussy about that. But I want to do all of them at the same time. I want to, do my VHF, UHF, and my HF, and I've also got one of those cell phone extender antennas, and I want to run all the coax all at the same time. Just crawl under there one time or whatever, drill a hole.
Now you may want to drill 2 holes, one on each side, just depending on how big a hole you want to drill.
That's true.
You need a 4-inch hole for all them antenna wire. Put some PVC through there.
Yeah, Carl's showing us the inside of his ham shack now.
Yeah. He got a pretty good sized piece of PVC to get all that through the wall.
Yeah.
Oh, I've had truck bed, truck post, whatever you want to call them, antenna mounts, since I bought my truck. Still ain't got them put in. Need to do that.
Well, I put a rolling cover on the back of mine, and it's got these T slots on either side of it, and I've decided that's what I'm gonna build mounts that fit on those T slots.
Oh, okay.
Got to figure out how to get coax to them. It's not going to be that big a deal, except it's just a matter. Like I say, I want to do them all at the same time. Get all the mounts built, have all the antennas ready, and then just do it. So
yeah, my bed cover fits inside the bed, so
Yeah, mine goes up over the top, and I found out for a little bit more money, you get this one that has these T slots down both sides. And you're muted, Don. Oh, there you go.
For a lot more money.
Well, not much. 100 more bucks for the
Oh, okay.
T slots.
Yeah,
I mean, versus the
I
same
think I
thing with
spent
no T
300-400
slots.
on mine. So,
But it was it's really handy. I've mounted what's the word? Cargo bars across from one T to the other, and I've got one of those baskets that I have mounted on there for carrying extra stuff when we go camping. So I'll do a picture and show you all next week. It's pretty cool.
Sounds good.
I decided, I'm going to do this right. So piecing it together, I want to do it right because it's the last truck I'm ever going to buy.
When you buy a new truck, you got to get it dressed out like you want it.
yeah, this is probably the last or second to last, perhaps the second to last truck I will ever buy. So, yeah, I hear you.
Yeah, you're a little younger than me, but I drove the last one for 19
Not
years.
much.
Yeah, 10 years, but I drove the last one for 19 years. So if I drive this one for 19 years, they'll come take my license away before I need a new truck, probably. So.
Well, I've found that it's a lot harder for me to back my trailer now than it used to be.
Yeah, you got to turn your head,
Yeah, that's the problem.
Hey guys, I'm bailing out of here.
Later, Mike. Get
Okay,
those socks on. Put your socks on before you go to bed.
Yeah, 45 tonight. I'll catch you all next week.
Oh gosh, I'm jealous.
45. Wow.
99, Mike.
See ya.
Ciao, Mike.
Yeah, I don't think I'd want to live up there. I mean, the gardening season's so short and everything like that. But boy, 45 at night sounds.
Let's hope he puts a blanket on.
Yeah, I'd have the windows open.
Dude, I lived in, I grew up in Canton, Ohio, and I lived in Cleveland for like 13 years. It's not that damn bad. It really isn't.
Cleveland or
Cleveland, Ohio.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've been there a time or two on business.
And I grew lots of tomatoes and lots of hot peppers.
Mm-hmm.
And lots of hot peppers that were plenty hot. So it can be done.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
My wife and I went on vacation to Alaska one year, and I really did like Anchorage, and I think I could live there. And people talk about how cold it is, but Anchorage is right on the Alaskan inlet, and it doesn't really get that cold in Anchorage. It gets quite a bit of snow in the wintertime, but if you're retired, you don't have to get out in that dadgum snow. Just like here, you don't have to get out when the weather's bad. And so you could do that.
Just stockpile some supplies and
stay in. Yeah.
That was really good climate. It was dry air, and it didn't get 100 degrees in the summertime.
I was at a friend's house, and he had some friends from Anchorage that were there staying with him actually here in Oklahoma. And they were saying that like at lunch they go fishing. There's like a river. And
let me tell you this story. We went. This was we went way north in Alaska, but coming back from Denali National Park, we stopped and went to the Alaskan State Fair for one day, and then the next day we went south to the Kenai Peninsula, and that place was just awesome. And we went. The only place that we ever ate out at was Homer, Alaska. And that's at the tip end of the Kenai Peninsula. But there was the people down there was so nice, it was unbelievable. And we went. We was up there the last 3 weeks of August, and the last night we was there, it got down to about 30 degrees, and the rest of the time the weather was just perfect. I just love it.
Ken, can you see Ken, can you, oh, now I can see me on Ken's.
Yeah,
There was Ken on Ken. Now it's Ken on Ken again.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure who's what fell over there.
There's
Hi there.
Hey, Ken.
But yeah, I had a chance to spend about 3 days up in Juneau and really enjoyed it. Could have spent another day, but I was really a little homesick and came home a day early and should have stayed another day. But I did get to go see the Mendenhall Glacier there,
Yeah.
which is really cool.
Well, we flew to Anchorage and rented a motorhome up there. It was a Class C. It was a Ford truck, Class C.
Oh, you rented it in Anchorage?
Yeah, and when I rented it from here, and we flew up there. When we got off the airplane there and was getting our luggage, I called the place and told them that we was there to send someone to pick me up. They said, look out the door. There's a truck, there's a van there waiting for you. So that was pretty good service, man. And
that is.
We put our luggage in that van and we drove about a block and a half and signed a dotted line and took off, man. That was the way to do it.
Oh, that's very cool. Yeah. I don't know how familiar you are with Juneau, but Juneau, you pretty much can go about 8 miles north, 8 miles south, and that's as far as you can go.
Yeah. Not that way in Alaska. I mean, in Anchorage, I guarantee
Yeah,
you.
yeah. I mean,
go a long way.
Juneau, everything comes by boat.
Yeah, and air.
There are no roads to Juneau.
There's no roads.
But it was very freaking cool. There were eagles everywhere.
Yeah.
And yeah, and the food was awesome. Food wasn't cheap, but it was awesome. Whatever fish you wanted, they had it.
Were you on business company account or?
Oh yes, I wouldn't have. Yes, the company set me up there. Yeah, group. Fish and chips. No, grouper and chips.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
When we
or salmon and chips.
Yeah, when we was coming back from Hallmark, Alaska, on the Kenai Peninsula, we stopped and spent the night in the little state park there, and that camper that we rented had a sticker on it, allowed you to camp in any Alaskan state park for free. So we could just camp, and there's state parks all over Alaska. So we was in there, and there was a guy out there fishing with a fly rod, catching salmon that was about 6-pounders. And I went over and talked to him, and this is what you was talking about a while ago, Sam. This was this must have been 7 or 8 o'clock in the evening, and this guy had just gotten off work, and he had his two sons with him. There was about maybe 12 and 13, and he was out there fishing. And I went out and talked to him, and he had his own business, but when he got off work, they had time to go fishing because it didn't get dark till 10 o'clock at night, so he had plenty of time to go fishing.
Yeah.
And he asked if we'd ever eaten any fresh salmon before, and I said no, and he said, well, we'll just cook one right here. So he had one of them tinfoil pans like you cook a turkey in, and he filleted that salmon and put it in there, and he had lemon and all kinds of stuff he put on it, and we furnished the drinks and chips and stuff, and we had a feast, man. That was super good.
Wow, nothing like fresh salmon.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah. That's about as fresh as you can get there.
Yeah.
And that guy said that he was from Alabama, and they went to Alaska about 15 years ago, And he said they liked it so much, they never went back to the lower 48. They just
Really?
stayed there. And he was homesteading. And he told me where it was at and told us to come by there on the way back. And I knew exactly where the road was because there was only one road then, but the side road, but between there and Anchorage. So but the way he explained to get to his place, it says you go up this gravel road about 15 miles. And he said, there's a parking lot there. He said, you just park your vehicle there and get in this International Scout and go about 10 more miles up the road. And he said, that's where our cabin's at. But we didn't do it. We had to go back to Anchorage and leave the next day.
I think I just see Peter Law's law again down there.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, we did.
Well, I scared him off.
There he is.
Yeah, as
He's
usual.
there.
Oh, he's back. Okay. He's just... No voice.
And we got my buddy Phil.
This one. Can you hear me okay on this one?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay.
Yeah, I hear you now.
I don't feel like having the
I
headset.
mean, not that you're not my buddy either, but
Not what?
oh, I said we had my buddy Phil. So it's like not that you're not my buddy either.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yes.
Gotcha.
Yes.
He didn't want you to get your feelings hurt.
Yeah, we don't want anybody to get butt hurt.
No. Well, it's getting crowded here on the Zoom tonight. That's good.
Continuing to have equipment problems. I'm gonna probably do some nanotaping tonight.
Okay.
Nanotape is the bomb.
So what are you going to take?
Tidying stuff up in here. It's usually quite a disaster zone, but I thought I'd try to make it at least a little more presentable. I was under the impression that nanotape would not suspend things like under your desk and stuff, but turns out that's not really true. So I'm about to tape some power bricks to the bottoms of shelves and stuff.
We actually had that discussion a little earlier in the Zoom, Peter. That's why some of us don't show you our ham shacks. We just have this still background because
yeah, and I understand that.
embarrassed.
I really do. But it's good incentive to make me get my spit together. So
Yeah.
Mine looks good enough for me, even if it is trashy.
well, you have actual test gear there. It actually looks like you know what you're doing. So
Yeah, pretty impressive, isn't it?
yeah.
That's like when Larry gets on, he's got all his test gear and he actually acts like he's using it.
Yeah,
You know,
he's
always-
he's doing something.
yeah. So
Yep.
Say, Peter, you think this area would be interested in a 2-meter beacon, whisper beacon?
I don't see why not. I mean,
I've been thinking about doing that. I've got a 10-meter beacon running now that I'm using one of those little QRP Labs whisper beacons.
oh yeah,
The Ultimate 3.
yeah, I've heard of those. Yeah.
And makes a good beacon. I'm running 200 milliwatts and
A full 200 milliwatts.
yeah, and copied in Europe
Okay.
and Canary Islands yesterday.
All right. That's pretty cool.
On 10 meters. So tells you 10 meters is trying to open up a little bit. Hey, if they can copy 200 milliwatts, should be able to work them with 100 watts.
I would have thought, yeah.
Ready to pair.
By the way, do y'all know it's saw a thing the other day where the Ears Club is shutting down
Even
their shutting down their 70 centimeter repeater during the day because there's some illicit use of it.
Hmm.
So they're shutting it down from like 8 to 5 every day.
I mean, that's an answer. I don't think it's a good answer, but
No.
I don't know. There used to be on their 2 meter repeater, there used to be somebody that was play music on there, and they finally figured out it was some guy that he had a license and everything, but his mic would get like vibrate to where it pushed the push to talk on his mic while he was driving, and he'd be jamming and they finally figured out who that was and took care of that problem. But I don't know what they're talking about. I just saw this notice the other day that they were shutting it down during the day because they can't stop somebody from illegally using it or doing something they don't like on it. So
You got a club-wide fox hunt on the guy.
yeah, be a fun game.
Track him down.
range. All right, where's this 10-meter beacon there? Yeah.
It's a whisper beacon on
Yeah,
the
let me
10-meter
switch
whisper
to-
band, and the dial frequency is 28.124.6.
Righty, working on it.
I don't know if you'll be able to hear me or not. It's still running. Oh,
28.1.
got a few decodes from Hawaii here. AI6VN stroke KH6. He used to be on 630 meters. Matter of fact, I've worked him on 630 meters. He don't have much power. Shows the distance is 58 kilometers.
That all?
On 200 milliwatts.
All right. Well, the trace on my in the corner of my screen there, that this one right now.
It's not transmitting at the moment.
That one right there.
So if you have a trace on there now, probably a birdie.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's stuff on there, but it ain't you.
Yeah. Oh, you can go to whispernet.org and you can see the stations that's copied me today.
I want to see it on my screen.
Yeah. Sometimes, this close together, you don't hear a 10-meter signal, especially at nighttime. And I'm not getting, well, the last decode that I got from Hawaii was at 0048 and it's 0055 now.
There's an interesting swoop over here on my display. Something moving up in frequency. I don't know what, but
I should be transmitting
Were you wanting to do something
in about
on night out tonight?
15 seconds.
Oh, I did do that.
I give you that.
All right. I heard the relay click. So it's transmitting now.
$28.1246, yeah.
Yeah, 28.1246 is the dial frequency.
Hey, Ken, how much power are you using on that?
200 milliwatts.
Said Milla, not Mega.
Yeah. I can get more power out of it, but I reduced it down. I was using it on 2,200 meters, and I had to reduce the power way down to drive my 500 watt amplifier on 2,200 meters. And I don't remember what I did to modify it, so I'd have to go back in there and figure that out. But I'm going to get a 2 meter. I told these guys earlier, Peter, I'm buying a Elecraft 2 meter transverter, and of course it's a 28 megahertz IF. So I'm going to drive it with this QRP Labs, so I can make a 2 meter beacon that way. And I'm pretty sure I'm going to have to reduce the power down even more than this, or I'll be overdriving that transverter.
I've copied you on Whisper before on 630.
Yeah, I know it, and 2,200 meters.
Yeah, and I don't remember that. That's the only time I've ever switched this to Whisper, and I don't remember. Are you a certain number of kilohertz up or hertz up from the bottom of the passband, or you?
Well, yeah, I'm 1,500 hertz.
1500.
Have you got your
yeah.
have you got the Whisper program running?
Yeah, that's the trace.
Okay. So if you have your dial set at 28.1246, then my audio would be 1,500 hertz up from that.
Yeah, it's where my thing is centered. So I don't see you though.
Yeah, 10 meters is like that. We're too close together for 10 meters. You know, unless I had a big some power, so you could copy me on ground wave, but 200 milliwatts. I don't think you're going to do it.
You flip around antennas and see if I can do better.
We did have a like a 2846 net for years, for a few years.
Still do.
Or is that still going?
Wednesday night at 8 p.m. local.
Oh, no kidding.
No kidding.
Oh my.
It's we moved it up 28,440 for a long time, and then 10 plus years ago we moved to 28,445 because we just seem to get a lot of crap on 440, so we moved up 5, and that's been there ever since.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, I know we had it on 46 for a while, but
that's pretty high in the band, isn't it?
2846?
Okay.
Not as high as 2946.
Yeah.
But I always found that most of the chat was around 29.3 or 29.4 sideband. I mean, sorry, 28.3 or 28.4 sideband.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I think I'm copying you.
I doubt if you can copy me,
Great.
Peter.
Did you turn it up to 250 or something?
No, I haven't changed anything.
I'm goofing around with
It just now started transmitting again.
Somebody's transmitting.
Good. Maybe you can decode them. Is it whisper signal?
Sure. Well, I don't know. We'll never be on TV weather. Well, it hasn't decoded yet, but I don't remember how long it takes to decode this.
It's a 2-minute transmission.
Oh, okay.
It's 120 second. It decodes about 100 and, I don't know, maybe 100.
Yeah, it's
12
not,
seconds.
it's not a very fast data rate.
No, but not near as fast as FT8. See, the JT65 that we used for moon bounce was a 1-minute transmission, and it quit transmitting, a few seconds before that, because it took 2.5 seconds for the signal to go to the moon and back. Then you had to give the guy time to decode it before he started transmitting again.
Yeah, there's a setting in WSJTX to allow for that.
Yeah. Yep.
K6RRP is who I decoded.
Fantastic. See, I decoded the AI6VN. I mean, he decoded me again, the guy in Hawaii. And, but I can't, I'm not receive, you know, this is a transmit only type beacon. So, but yeah, just since we started talking, the guy in Hawaii decoded me again.
Cool.
I'm surprised that 10 meters is even open this time of night. Usually 10 meters is shut down by now.
Yeah, pretty close. I mean, it would definitely, here in India, work about half dark here. It would definitely be shut down here.
Mm-hmm. So, what was that call sign, Mark? Was he actually a Californian?
K6RRPs in DM12. DM12's West Coast.
Oh, DM12 is Texas, I bet. What's the call sign? I'll look him up on QRZ.
K6 Romeo Papa.
Romeo what?
Papa.
Okay. K6 Romeo Papa.
Roger.
Oh, says I have to log in on this computer before it's going to do it. Well, it says he's in California, but that's not correct if he has a EM12.
DM, Delta Mike.
Oh, Delta Mike, yeah, Delta Mike 12. He's in
that's what I decoded.
Solana Beach, California.
Yeah.
I don't know where that's at. It's right on the coast.
Yeah, it's right on the coast. I want to say it's north of LA, north of San Luis.
North of Del Mar, which is north of San Diego.
Oh, okay. Oh, it's down further south than LA. Okay.
South of Oceanside. Yeah. South.
He's way more into California than I would ever want to be.
Yeah, he's really not too far north of San Diego. But that, you know, for this time of night, picking up California on 10 meters, that's kind of unusual. That tells you the skip is in that direction because that Hawaiian station is copying me. So, and earlier today, station in France was copying me. So 10 meters is, you know, like it used to be. You work Europe in the morning and then you work Japan in the evening.
Oh, yeah, sunspots are up.
Anyway, I'm running this 10-meter beacon to test this thing out because the transverters take a 10 megahertz a 10-meter input. So this thing, it's got a GPS hook to it, but it's still not real stable. It should be good enough. If it's on most of the time, it should stabilize. Been on all day. But Whisper shows that it's drifting a little bit. Pretty neat little package though. I don't remember how much power it's supposed to put out. Do you, Peter? Is it a couple of watts when it's up to par?
The little device you're using?
Yeah, that you Ultimate 3.
No, I don't know. I can't be more than a couple. I
think
can't
it's a couple
imagine.
of
it's
watts.
even
Yeah. That'd be more than 200 milliwatts. Maybe I ought to go back in there and see what I did to it. I don't think I'm using the final at all. It had 3 transistors in the final. Little bitty ones.
Ken, is that running your call or what?
Yeah.
Or dash something?
It just sends my call
Okay,
and my grid square and my power. So the
good deal.
if you go to whispernet.org and plug my call sign in, and you'll
Yeah.
see the stations that's decoded me, and it will also show you what I'm transmitting, which is the guy at the other end will see the azimuth, the distance, the grid
Mhm.
square, the power, and the time and date and my call sign.
Cool.
So, and it gives me a signal report. So I know how strong it's copying me. So if I testing an antenna or something, I could switch to the other antenna and see which one worked better, whether it may be a vertical polarized antenna or horizontally polarized antenna or something like that. But right now I'm kind of cheating on 10 meters, and I'm really surprised that guy in Hawaii copied me, because I'm using a homebrew 5-element monoband 10-meter antenna pointed toward Europe. So he's off the back of it in Hawaii.
That's cool.
So I've got 200 milliwatts going into a 5-element Yagi.
A full 200 milliwatts.
I don't know what the ERP would be, but
Probably close to a watt.
probably not hurting their ears too much.
So Ken, I'm on here. I'm trying to figure out where to plug your call sign in.
Oh, okay. You're on Whisper? You're on
Joe,
Whisper?
I'm on whispernet.org.
Okay. Click on database. You see it up to the top
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Okay.
And then put the band in 10 meters and scroll down where it says call. Plug my call sign in there, and yeah, you might go down. I don't know what it's set at on. Might go down and look at the last 24 hours or something like that.
Yeah. Okay. I found it now. I hadn't clicked on the right thing yet.
Click update down at the bottom when you get through.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, you've had a lot of.
see the last 4 was that station in Hawaii. And you can see the power 0.2 watts.
I started to switch back to FT8, and as the screen moved around, I realized I was actually copying somebody on this. Up above 1500, around 1700 on that.
On 10 meters?
Yeah. I gotta wait another minute now to see what his.
Gosh, 10 meters open this time of night. I'm gonna have to check out 10 meters tomorrow on FT8 or something. What these beacons are good for, man. They tell you whenever the band's open and what direction. The problem with the CW beacon is you don't ever know if someone copied you or not. And here you just go on the internet and look.
Reverse beacon network should pick up CW beacons, right?
Yeah, they would. I don't remember if they do or not.
Well, I missed this guy's decode, so.
You what?
I missed his decode. I tuned away, but by the time I tuned back, it's not continuous, right? Is it a minute on, a minute off, or?
Whisper?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not a full 2 minutes, but it's close to it. Oh, but you're looking on FT8, right?
No, I switched back.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm transmitting right now, and it's got, out of 120 seconds, it's got 70 seconds to go. I mean, 70 seconds done, so not quite 3/4 way done. And then then it stops just a few seconds before the 2 minutes are up, and then it keys up on the top. Then it listens for that length of time, and then it keys up again.
So what's the cycle? 2 on, 2 off?
Yeah, for this
For the setting?
for this QRP Labs, that's the way it's set.
Oh, I see. Okay.
You can on if you're using it on a transceiver and you're using Whisper, you can see in there where you can set the percentage of transmit. See that? But I always set that at 50%, so that's about the same thing. But you're not supposed to do, you're supposed to set that at, like 35%, so everybody won't be, and it kind of randomly does it, so everybody won't be transmitting at the same time. And they transmit on top of each other. It doesn't matter. The Whisper program decodes that crap anyway. It's amazing. You can be 2 or 3 hertz apart, and it'll get both of you.
I'm just trying to try and WhisperNet for the first time tonight.
Oh, you are? You got it going?
Well, not exactly.
Are you receiving or transmitting?
I'm transmitting the QCX, using the little QCX on 40 meter.
Mm-hmm. That's a good band.
And it says to set, because this doesn't do this isn't doing SSB, it's going straight on the frequency and putting it in at 1500 hertz above normal decoded audio. So it's like, instead of 7.0386, it's 7.04 through 7.0402.
Well, what's your dial frequency set at?
Well, that's what it's saying. Instead of, they say don't use the USB dial frequency. It's supposed to be 7.0386.
Yeah.
But that yields the sideband that a tone value above that frequency, right?
Well,
when it does the USB,
yeah.
It's actually transmitting the data.
It sounds like it's like the little QRP Labs that I'm using. Whereas when I program it, I have to put the 1500 hertz added on to that dial frequency.
Right.
And then whenever I receive it on my transceiver and my computer over here, I'm monitoring my beacon over here with my K3 and the Whisper program, and I see it 1500 hertz up from the dial frequency. But
right.
You're right. When you program it, you have to program it
so
1.5 kilohertz higher than the 40.38.6, and then it should work. Is it key in the transmitter?
I'm sorry, this is standalone QCX.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
so it's transmitting, I've transmitted 7 past the hour. I'm on 7.040 instead of 386.
Well,
And I've been 0401.
can you copy yourself on a transceiver?
I know I'm transmitting, yes, and I'm coming in at on my transceiver. I've just got a. Anyway, I'm coming in on 703.861.
Are you decoding yourself? Do you have the Whisper program running? And
No, I don't have that. I'm not decoding myself yet.
yeah, you need to get your program running on your transceiver so you can copy yourself and see where you're at and what's going on. But did you go to WhisperNet and plug in your call sign and see if somebody's copying you?
Yes. Yeah, I'm not getting any spots at all. So,
Nobody decoding them.
no. So I've been bumping the frequency up and down a little bit in that range of 1500, of 200, the 200 hertz subband from 7.040. Well, I went down to 3.9 something, but anyway,
Well,
and I'm not getting any hits when I go to Whisper.
On your transceiver, you should set it at the dial frequency that it tells you to on the WSJTX program.
On the manual, on the QCX manual, it says not to follow that.
No,
because
I'm talking about on your transceiver when you're trying to copy it.
I am.
Yeah.
I'm on the dial frequency.
Okay.
Yeah.
Upper sideband.
Upper sideband, and I do copy it, so I know it's going out.
Oh, okay. I thought you said you didn't copy yourself.
No, I'm just getting the signal on my transceiver. I'm not decoding anything.
Oh, okay.
But I know it's there.
Yeah, well, maybe you're overloading your transceiver. Turn your RF gain way down. Can you see the trace in the waterfall?
Barely.
Oh, barely.
I mean, it's off now. But yes, when I can see the trace in the waterfall, it's driving pretty hard. But I'm not concerned about hearing it on my receiver. I'm more concerned with it being decoded out by.
But you need to decode yourself so you make sure that it's working and it's in the Whisper subband.
Okay.
That way you'll know that all your programming is set up right.
Right. Well.
So you got to be able to decode yourself if
there was
somebody else is going to decode you.
There was an option during calibration on this little QCX. I did not have.
Bye, Don.
Oh. Well, anyway. I'll just keep poking at it.
Yeah. Just set it where you can decode yourself.
Well, I've created a login today. I haven't got a confirmation back from the WhisperNet thing. I don't know if that has anything to do with it or not.
Yeah, I just created one a little while ago. I don't know how long it takes, but
yeah, if they don't like me yet, maybe they just don't like me yet. I don't know.
bye, Don.
Don leaving?
Yeah, he sent a message, said he was leaving, but then.
Oh, I don't have my message thing turned on.
There he is.
Night all.
Good night.
Night, Don.
See you later, Don.
Ciao, Don.
Yeah, guys, I gotta bail. I gotta get some sleepies.
You mean that nap didn't get you?
No, that afternoon nap didn't quite get me what I needed. So
yeah, well, go get a good night's sleep. See you next week.
Yeah, well, we will indeed.
Well, the Firehouse group is down to 4. Looks like they're playing gin rummy.
Yeah. They got stuck over in the corner there.
I had to pass on that tonight.
It is at the fire station, right?
Yep.
Yeah. I got a little dose of shingles going on.
No, that's not good.
And it's been okay until today. Got along pretty good. But it's cranking up a little bit right now. So 30 years since I had it.
30 years
30 years ago, I had
and it came back?
Got it now again.
Wow. Yeah. Years ago, my doctor wrote me a prescription to get a shingle shot, but I never did do it.
Well, I did get it.
Oh, you don't want
I got it.
shingle?
I got the original one. Now they want to sell you another one for $300.
Wow.
Well, I got mine. But,
Yeah, I got my shingle
Second one?
years ago.
no, I just got the first one. Well, there were 2 shots if I remember right, though.
I didn't know that. I thought there was just one, and I didn't even get it.
Sequence.
If I remember right, there were 2 like 30 days apart.
Yeah. Both of them knocked me on my butt.
Yeah,
Yeah.
me too. But after watching my grandmother have
My
shingles,
mother, my father. Yeah.
Wow.
No,
When I get over it, I'm going to go get it. But
Yeah. And
Again.
I've never had a pneumonia shot either, but I think about getting one and when I get old.
well, if you ever get old, you know,
Yeah.
you go.
I had
got to
the
do those things.
I'll get the, what's the other one? PCB 13-1, and there's another one. Can't remember the name.
I don't. My doctor just says roll up your sleeve, and I do.
Carl's working on his wireless station again.
Yeah. Gotta get them antenna feed lines in there.
Updating some of my pictures in my file that I use for Zoom.
Yeah, you got some good ones.
Probably need a choke on that. A little ferrite, something.
Yeah.
Probably
Couple of them.
a couple of them.
Yeah,
maybe.
I think I
the
need
co-op electric.
a 43 or a 61.
Either, I think in this case,
All right.
specifically for this case, I think either one. You know, it'd be about this big around.
I don't know if they make a snap-on one that big or not.
Oh.
Are masks required at the firehouse now?
I don't think so.
The
Mark Clayton was wearing one, but nobody else. So.
work is now requiring it again.
Well, yeah,
It's
I
coming.
might
It's
retire
coming back.
again.
Oklahoma's only 40-something% vaccinated.
Yeah.
Yep.
It showed on TV earlier today, something like 17 states are below 50% vaccination, and naturally Oklahoma is one of them.
Yeah.
And
So all those that aren't vaccinated, how many of those people actually had the virus?
yeah,
I don't know.
How about the whole picture, page 2? They make it all the worst possible.
Well.
Had the virus and your body's got antibodies built from it. Do you need the vaccination really?
and then there's them non-vaxxers.
Yeah.
Don't believe in getting a shot. I guess they do something. Some of them afraid that they're putting a tracker in them, and I guess they do something a whole lot more important than I do, because I don't really care if anybody tracks me or not.
Well, you're being tracked. I mean, just drive on the turnpike or
Yeah.
walk
Oh,
around with
yeah.
your cell phone or
Drive down the street.
I mean, we're being tracked 9 ways to nothing. So,
They got cameras everywhere now, you know.
I tell people when they talk about worrying about being a tracker in that shot, I said, man, that's old news. Dentists were putting tractors in our fillings 30 years ago. You know, I mean, at least
Where
that
you
was,
been?
yeah. I mean, do you have any cavities? Well,
Got some
Got
sensors.
a tracker. All I ever got was a radio receiver.
Yeah,
Filling.
I've heard of that before. People down by KOMA there in Moore years ago when they were running 50 kW, picking up their picking up music in their toilet stool and stuff like that, man. And no way you could have a intercom that worked down there. Old Field's having a hard time staying awake, I believe.
As long as he doesn't sit on his microphone, it should be fine.
Well, Don said something about a rum and coke a while ago, and I've had that in my head ever since. So since I'm here at the
That's not
house,
what I'm going to do, but I am going to get going. I will see you guys later.
Yeah, I need to go
good to
too.
see you, Peter.
Bye.
Ken,
back.
everybody, it's great
Come
to
back.
see you. And
Come back and see us. All right, we'll see you guys later.
see you next week.
Carl, you need a hologram in front of your house for Halloween like that.
Yeah, I messed something up.
Well, a mirror flips your image left and right. Why doesn't it flip it up and down?
Hmm.
We need to run over to Mom's.
Oh, here we go.
See you guys next time.
Well, I gotta sign out. I gotta go check on my mother-in-law. Catch y'all later.
Ciao.
Later. Boy, everyone's sending out quick.
Yeah, it's winding down kind of early tonight. Phil, do you recognize that circuit board vise? Phil? Phil? You're muted, Phil. Oh, I bet he's on the net.
Oh, thank you, Mr. DJ. We got you. Thank you very much.